What's dating like at the level of celebrity that you're at? Because you obviously have to be so protective.
Torturous.
Is it?
It's really tough. My dad yesterday was like, anyone can find love if they just look for it. And I was like, show me where, Dad. I was like, I've been looking and I still am. It's hard. I've had 2 serious girlfriends. I had a boyfriend for a time. That was cute, like a cute little silly relationship. I've had 2 serious relationships. One person in the industry, one person not in the industry. It's hard to navigate. My whole life has been in front of the world, and so I'm okay with my life being in front of the world. I'm okay with sharing everything about my life, but once I'm in a relationship with somebody, it's like now it's their life too, that maybe they didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's complicated. I try to be really considerate of the significant other in the situation to kind of feel out their vibe and feel how public their vibe is. But I've been off the dating scene for a hot minute. And I don't know, it's weird. I kind of just had to like step back this was in like December, January, and be like, all right, you know what? This isn't for me right now. Like, we're just going to wait. And I've tried to like force a few relationships back then. And I was like, nah, this isn't right. Like, I just need to like really wait until someone naturally is in my life that I naturally am drawn to, that naturally falls for me, that I naturally fall for, and go from there.
What's the pros and cons of dating in the industry versus a non-industry person?
Yeah. For me, dating in the industry, it comes with that person understands what it's like going out and having people stare, what it's like, you know what I mean? Like, they get that. And on the flip side, they are like, if I'm like, hey, like, want to make this TikTok, they're down. But then on the flip side, it can turn into like, why are we making so many TikToks together? You know what I mean? And from both ends, like from me making so many TikToks with them to them making so many TikToks with me. Dating not in the industry, the thing for me that's hardest is they have a whole other life that's private. And I feel like I went through this specifically with my first girlfriend. She was always very good with the internet. Like, she was never made me feel like I was putting her on the internet too much or too less. Like, we had a really good dynamic that she was comfortable with, I was comfortable with, and there was never anything that was like off or wrong. But I just never wanted her to feel like she was, because the internet's brutal. The internet's hard and the internet's tough. And so I never wanted her to feel like she didn't want it, but I forced it on her. Because, like, the reality of it is like, my life is so public and, like, people do want to know everything. So even if I hide it, they will search for it. And there's sneaky pictures that people will take and post, And so it's unavoidable on a scale, And so I was always very protective of that with her. But it's not their life. And I don't want to force that on them because it can seem fun and glorious. You know what I mean? Like, you can see a social media person and be like, wow, they have it all, And you can see somebody that has social media money and be like, wow, they can do whatever they want. But you don't see what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's glorious on the outside, but it's tough on the inside.
Growing up at such a young age, it was really hard to navigate that, I feel like.
It was. It's interesting. It's kind of all I know. Because I did my first TV show when I was 9. And it was a reality TV show. And so, I mean, I was a 9-year-old with Instagram. I mean, I was supposed to be till you're 13, but my mom ran it. And, we did the thing. And my mom did run it, I guess, for a minute. But, yeah, I think I was lucky I didn't become an overnight sensation. Like someone like Charli D'Amelio woke up, not in one day, but like very quickly within a few months, like became the most famous person in the world. And I think that's tough because by the time, she was probably 16 or 15, like she had lived a whole life. She remembered what she went through. I don't really remember what I went through at 8. You know what I mean? And I like kind of slowly rose to where I am now. But I wouldn't change it. I don't remember what life was like before fame, but I remember that I don't like it better. You know what I mean?